That's where we are.
And I heard, like, last night there was a lot less people. It's great to see so many more people, but I heard there was an intense debate about the role of the squad and why the squad didn't leverage its vote for the speaker for Medicare for all vote, and why the squad, I mean, with the margin so narrow in Congress, why the squad didn't because leverage its vote on the stimulus to get a $15 minimum wage. What?
No. So first, one thing that was said last night, which is something that's very true, and I wish we would have talked about that this was where your conversation was going, because we're talking about the rally for tonight. And I really would love to keep the conversation on what's happening.
But I feel like it's all related to healthcare and the...
It absolutely is, but this is the thing. What was said last night is that this bill, Medicare for All, is not, there's no person on the squad whose bill that is. That is Bernie Sanders' bill in the Senate. It is Pramila Jayapal's bill in the House. It is not our bill. We cannot make that bill come to the floor. There is nothing that we can do legally to get the bill to the floor. We have
But Pelosi could have brought the bill to the floor.
We're good here, thank you.
Well,
I'm sorry, man. We're fine at this.
Why can't she answer the question?
We're here to talk about the eviction.
But I feel like it's all about healthcare.
Thank you.
No, really appreciate that.
Really appreciate your time.
We're here for a reason. It's about the moratorium.
Well,
Thank you
why is that? I can't ask about Medicare for all.
But the Congresswoman has slept 1 hour. She's done a lot of labor.
I'm trying to get people out here too.
I respect your work.
I'm trying to do the same thing you all are doing.
Thank you for being here.
But why can't she could just answer it and then I go away? I'm not trying to attack her or anything. I'm not trying to smear her.
We're happy to give you a contact and you can reach out.
But why is that issue, the Medicare for all vote, so like she was wrapping up her? But she was wrapping up her. I know she was wrapping up her answer. Then I was going to say thank you. Everybody come out.
I appreciate.
But why didn't you let her just wrap up her answer?
I really appreciate you. We're happy to give you a contact. You can feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks. Okay, they wouldn't even let her finish her answer. I mean, I thought it was a perfectly fine explanation, and I was just going to be like, okay, thank you for answering.
All right, guys, so that is Cori Bush running away, right, from some tough questions about why she's not doing what she was voted to do, right? And guys, the reason why I am doing this video is because I think it's important that even those on the right understand the political spectrum, right? Truly understand what is going on the left as well, right? And you know, obviously, I told you guys, this is the political spectrum, right? You have the progressives, the establishment Democrats, the establishment Republicans, and the Trump/populist Republicans, okay? That's what you have, or conservatives, whatever you want to call them. Okay, that's the political spectrum. And obviously, there's infighting between the progressives and the establishment Democrats, right? There's infighting. But there's also infighting between the progressives and the progressives, right? They're infighting because they feel like the squad, AOC, Cori Bush, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, you know, all the far leftists that the right hates, they feel like that they're not doing their job. And, you know, a lot of this criticism is kind of legitimate, okay? Because, you know, for me, I feel like they go out here and they put out this divisive language, right? Especially when it comes to race and things like that. I think pisses off a lot of people on the right, while at the same time pretending that they're fighting for something that I don't necessarily agree with, right, from a policy standpoint. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, you're not really doing your job, more so as trying to be a celebrity, an internet celebrity, because you're in Congress, right? You're not really trying to do things that is going to push the legislation in a direction that your voters want, right? The people that put you in office. Now, one of the strongest opponents, right, or critics of the squad is Jimmy Dore. And I want to play this clip of Jimmy Dore basically going ham on people like Cori Bush for their failure to, quote unquote, force the vote on Medicare for all. Take a look.
Hey, where is CNN? Where the fuck is CNN? I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Well, we're all out here and we're letting you know we need Medicare for all. But CNN is sponsored by Big Pharma and Blue Cross, so they don't want you to have Medicare for all. So I say, fuck CNN. Fuck CNN. Fuck CNN. Fuck the establishment media.
Fuck the establishment media.
When I started forced to vote, everybody said that it was a great idea until all of a sudden it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but everybody lost their balls in the middle of a fight for forced to vote for Medicare for all. They said now is not the time. Now is the time. The time was 100 fucking years ago. We got to make it happen now. People are dying now. Now is the time. Tell your media, tell CNN, tell the Washington Post, tell the Young Turks, now is the time for Medicare for all.
So much violence.
You tell those progressives that we helped elect that now is the time for Medicare for all. Stand up against Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden and do what we elected you to do and fight for us. Any politician who is not right now fighting for Medicare for all is complicit in murder of the American people. A third of all COVID deaths can be attributed to a lack of Medicare for all. I thought it was only Trump who didn't give a shit about Americans dying from COVID. Turns out Joe Biden and the Democrats don't give a shit about it either. Because if they did, they'd give us Medicare for all and 100,000 more people would be alive right now. But they don't give a shit about it and they don't give a shit about you. So what we have to do is make CNN uncomfortable. We have to make the squad uncomfortable. We have to make Bernie Sanders uncomfortable. Where is he? Where's Bernie? Say, hey Bernie, where's your movement? Where is your movement, Bernie? I'll tell you where it is. It's in the streets of America today, fighting for Medicare for all, while you're taking fucking orders from Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden and fuck Bernie when he worked for him. Where are you, Bernie? Your movement's right here. Get out here. Where are you, AOC? The movement is in the street. Where are you? Are you taking another picture with Mama Bear for Vanity Fair? Are you guys out shopping for refrigerators? Right now, Joe Biden, instead of giving us health care, is bombing the poorest people on earth in Africa. That guy loves bombing so much you'd think it was a little girl's hair.
All right, guys. So as you can see there, that forced to vote on Medicare for all movement, that's something I've talked about a little bit before in the past, right? When it was relevant. But basically, the idea is that the squad needs to use their power, right, to force a floor vote, a House floor vote on Medicare for all. Now, Cori Bush in that video, she tries to say that, well, we don't have the power to do that. And that's just honestly not true, right? Because as you guys seen, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, they use their power by saying, listen, we're not going to go along with this if y'all don't give us what we want. You need our votes, right? We're not going to go along with it. So therefore, you have to do what we want. And that's been super successful, right? It's been very successful, them doing that. The squad, on the other hand, again, they go on social media and they're divisive. They always talk about race. They talk a big game on Twitter. But then when it comes down to actually saying no, right, telling the establishment Democrats no, right, on a vote, right, on a certain piece of legislation, we're not going to go along with what you want unless you give us what we want, they fold. They fold every single time, right? And Cori Bush and her lack of an answer, right, her excuses was literally the same thing that Jimmy Dore was talking about. That's literally exactly what he was talking about. The fact that they refuse to use their power to really do anything substantive. But they will go out here and grandstand like they're doing right now, sitting outside of the Capitol because of the eviction moratorium, right? We're sleeping outside the Capitol, making a statement because we want to force Congress to come back in session. Well, you should have been doing this 1 or 2 months ago, right? This is what you should have been doing 1 or 2 months ago. Instead of being on Twitter talking about white supremacists this, white supremacists that, you should have been talking about this, right? This is a problem that you should have been trying to solve, right? And now at the last minute, they want to grandstand as if this is actually going to do something and it's not going to do anything at all. Because the Biden administration, they don't want to extend the eviction moratorium, right? I don't think they should. I think this is the right thing to let it expire. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. And again, guys, I'm talking about this because I think it's important for people to really understand the nuances of politics, right? A lot of right-wing commentators don't do this, okay? They don't really want people to understand, everybody's perspective, okay, and how the political spectrum actually works. But it's important to understand that because it makes politics a lot easier to understand, right? It really does. Okay, it makes things less confusing, right? Because you know where people are coming from their perspective. And, moving forward here, the squad has failed to basically have any real impact on legislation. And coming up, we do have this infrastructure package. Now, there's people on the right that don't like the bipartisan infrastructure package. There's people on the left that don't like the bipartisan infrastructure package. Now, whether or not the bipartisan infrastructure package sinks or swims probably is up to the progressives. It really is. Because if the squad, right, and the progressives in the House grow some balls, they can reject that bipartisan infrastructure bill, right? They can say, no, we're not going to vote for it because we're not getting the reconciliation package. And that essentially would nuke everything that Biden wants to do. But are they willing to do that? AOC claims that they are willing to do that. That's what she said. She went on Jake Tapper this morning and said that they're willing to do that. Because history suggests that they're most likely going to fold up like they always do. And this is why I call AOC and the squad weak, right? They're weak, okay? But it's a good thing they're weak. Obviously, I don't agree with their policies and their positions on a lot of things. So it's good that they're weak, right? It's good. But, I hate to see people that are so divisive, right, raise so much money and elevate themselves to such a high profile, and they are not really even doing their jobs, right? It's really a shame to see. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.